The death of a young Iranian Kurdish woman while being in the custody of the morality police has triggered nationwide protests in the Islamic Republic, bringing the clerical regime under public pressure yet again. 22-year-old Mahsa Amini had been detained earlier this month for allegedly wearing the hijab in an improper way. The authorities attributed her death 3 days later to a heart attack while being trained on hijab rules. But her parents and activists say that she was beaten to death. Several cities, including Tehran, the capital, and Mashhad, a conservative city that hosts one of Islam's holiest shrines, saw demonstrators chanting slogans against the clerical establishment and women publicly burning hijabs. Right groups say some 36 people, including security personnel, have been killed in the past 7 days. In India, conversations about the ongoing protests in Iran have harked back to what happened in January in Karnataka, during which some female students of a junior college were denied entry because their hijab was a violation of the college's uniform policy. Unlike the Karnataka hijab row, Iran's protest goes beyond the hijab and the religion. The protests in Iran have morphed into an anti-government demonstration with calls to end the Islamic Republic and remove 83-year-old Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei from power. The regime's crackdown, from blocking internet access to security forces firing at protesters, is reminiscent of what happened back in 2019. In November that year, protests erupted after the government decided to radically raise petrol prices by 50% in a bid to reduce the effects of crippling US sanctions, which the Trump administration had reinstated a year before. The Biden administration lifted some of the sanctions amid ongoing Iran nuclear deal talks. In the terms of public resentment, how different is today's Iran from what it was just 5 years ago? A poll of 1,004 Iranians in June 2017 found that Iranians stood firmly behind their government's threats to take countermeasures against the US if the White House imposed new sanctions, which it eventually did. Back then, 55% of Iranians said that their country should retaliate by restarting aspects of its nuclear program that it suspended under the nuclear deal. Could it be that these views have changed with the squeeze of sanctions exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic and now an energy and food crisis brought on by the Russia-Ukraine war? The anger visible on the Iranian streets today suggests so. We're seeing extreme acts of dissent like never before. The combination of public resentment over economic conditions and the decline of religiosity in Iran is what is sustaining the ongoing protest. By adopting arguably wrong-headed foreign and domestic policies, the Iranian regime seems to have alienated itself not just from the world order but also from its own people.